Scott, congratulations on the win. Ferocious start. How did you see it today? Just, sort of almost wanted to call a time, just the way that you guys went about it early.
Well, I thought we just came out with a really good intent. We've been working on little things to try to fix, and our defense was quite steady throughout the night, which we hang our hat on and take great pride in, and we're trying to solve some of these issues that we've had. And then on the offensive end, obviously, our first quarters haven't been great. I think this is our third game of opening up a building for opening night, so I'm extremely proud of these guys to play for our third game on the road and an opening night like this. So great effort by our group. This league is obviously extremely tough, and when you win on the road, you thank your lucky stars and you move on to the next one.
7 triples in that first quarter of no turnovers, even better than you would have dreamed.
Well, yeah, I think it's just the quality of the shots were there, and obviously Jet's been struggling a little bit with his shot, and Milt has been prior to that, and now they've both seen the ball go through, so it's been obviously I know a relief to him to see the ball go through, but in general the quality of the shots were there. The ball movement was there, which was good, and our defense remained pretty steady.
And how did you see Josh's game tonight?
I thought he was terrible. I really didn't like any of it, and if there's a trade, we could make it. But no, I thought he was fantastic. Obviously, like I had just said, seeing the ball go through is a huge part of just basketball in general, and for him to see the ball go through, I think was a relief for all of us, including himself. But more importantly, I liked his intent defensively right off the bat, and was quite scrappy, and it set the tone for us. So he's very solid with the ball and has a low turnover guy, and it was a good night for him.
And Rashard Kelly, particularly in the second half, showed what he can do out there tonight.
Yeah, he's just super versatile for us, and just a hell of a guy too. Just a workhorse, and just no nonsense, and just does that a little bit of everything for us. And he's been very consistent with his work habits, which have been fantastic. And getting adapted to this league is another phase that he's going through. And he's been great. He's played multiple positions for us, handled the ball, defended, and very solid.
And Josh, you're obviously feeling tonight. You hit 4 triples in that first quarter, 2 of them the 30-footers. How are you feeling good out the hand right from the beginning?
Yeah, kind of like Scott said, it's always nice when the first 1 or 2 go in, and you can play a little more freely that way. But I've been struggling to start the season, but I feel a little nervous if it didn't feel good. A lot of the shots have felt good. It's just that's the game of basketball, is they don't fall sometimes. So just falling back on the work we put in and the routine I have, and they went in the night. So obviously very grateful.
Obviously the comeback last week against Brisbane came with you sitting on the bench for all of it. Did you have a point to prove in terms of your own pride, personal pride today to perform?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the product I've put out there is a reflection of who I am. I've been doing this for a while now, and felt like I wasn't myself, and kind of let the team down maybe, but they've rallied around me this past week, and a lot of positive feedback, and we've continued to grow, and I think we're still scratching the surface with what we can be.
Jared, you guys ask a question?
Hey Scott, you must be thrilled with every time the 36ers made a run. It seemed like you guys retaliated and went on a run of your own and really quelled their momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously extremely talented in just all areas there. And, again, our defense was extremely solid, and we didn't make a lot of mental mistakes, and for the most part kept them relatively off the foul line, and it was solid defensively. But that allowed us to maintain that when the ball wasn't going in their runs, to kind of stymie them a little bit. And then we had just good offense, so the ball was moving, and we found open guys, and there was multiple guys really. It's what this team is about. These guys are defending the island every time we go to play, trying to represent the people of Tasmania the right way, and grit and grind. And I think it was a great example tonight of just what it means to put on a green jersey.
You touched on it a bit before, but what does it say about Jet's character? Obviously, he didn't play the last quarter, last game. He'd been shooting sort of poorly, and you said he was sort of cheering on from the bench last game, and now he comes up and responds with a game like tonight.
Well, when I put this team together and continue to build around these guys, I get high character guys. Talent's hugely important, But to me, character is a driving force of building culture and building something that's going to be sustainable. And when guys have gone through rough patches, our guys have been really, really unselfish to rally around each other and pick up the slack when needed. And, the Brisbane was a perfect situation of it happened to be him. It could be anybody that's just not quite on their game, and the next guy just steps in and tries to produce. And that's all we're asking these guys. We played multiple guys tonight. Everyone contributed in their own way. They do their jobs. They defend the island. They build culture, and we find value in each other.
And Josh, for you, you've touched on it already, but are you hoping sort of a night like this can sort of kickstart maybe some better shooting performances, obviously?
Yeah, obviously that'd be great. But just doing the prep work every single day, and just going out and playing a little more freely now that you've seen a few go in is always takes a little pressure off. So can kind of just go out and be myself now.
Absolutely. As the team's floor general, how do you feel the offense is coming along? It was probably one of the team's highest scoring games since your inception. Do you feel that the offense is starting to flow and really click now with the new pieces you've got?
Yeah, I think new guys to the league are adjusting to, how the league is refereed, how teams guard physically. I think we're still growing in that area. Obviously, we shot the ball well tonight, but I think for the most part throughout the season, we've got fairly good looks, and sometimes they go in and sometimes they don't. But I think for us, it's just about eliminating those possessions. We call it playing in the mud, where it's kind of a bit sloppy, and we're still able to generate good looks.
And how exciting is it for you knowing you guys have now done a couple of big wins without, Steindl, McDaniel, Magette, to have them come back in, especially for you with Magette possibly to come back in?
Yeah, we're excited. They're tracking on the right line, and we'll be very grateful when they're back on the court with us. But I think right now we're focused on the 11 guys we have on the court, and whenever they get back, it'll be a bonus that we'll have some extra bodies out there.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Congrats.
Thank you.
Brent, the floor is yours.
Hey Scott, well done mate, that was awesome to watch. You sort of touched on it before, but just a real even team performance, wasn't it? Even, Isaac White, 9 points, Weeksy was banging them in again. Must have been really pleasing to watch from the sidelines, just an enjoyable game for you.
Yeah, these guys work extremely hard in practice, and we drive them extremely hard, and we've continued to talk about, I think the teams that will end up having success during the course of the season, especially in this league, are the ones that just figure out hard. And when it's hard, trying to get yourself corrected and not get too high or too low, and just continue to have self-growth within our group. And we have a lot of room to grow. They continue to just work and show up and do their jobs. And they were very gritty and tough tonight. And I love the group, and we just have really good, unselfish players.
I think we saw today that Sammy's travelling to Melbourne on Sunday. Do you think you'll risk him, or do you think you'll just take it easy with him and we'll just see how he goes shoot around?
Yeah, he's just traveling actually to come have dinner. He won't be playing on Sunday. We're just trying to slowly integrate guys back in with the group and stuff, so he will not be playing. He's just coming in to be with us, to have a dinner and support the guys and be around them and just gradually get him back. And, after we get by this particular road trip, we have, I think, 10 days and 1 game in that period of time that will hopefully get him back on track. But just because you get guys back doesn't mean that you fix a lot of things. You have to reintegrate guys and everything, but he's tracking well.
And we sort of spoke about it during the week, but Adelaide tonight, I guess we kind of said they might come in, I guess, a bit fatigued, a bit flat potentially after what they managed to do in the States. But did you expect to have a first quarter like you did, I suppose?
Well, I don't expect to have a first quarter like that in particular. I do expect to be much more competitive than we have been in the first quarters, and irregardless of who we're playing. We just have to get a little bit more competitive in those first quarters and not dig some holes and play from behind and start to really get desperate. I thought we came out very desperate and again, tough-minded and gritty, and really did a good job of just creating the right kind of tempo for us to play in.
And Jed, everyone's asked everything I was going to ask, mate, but well done, that was bloody good to watch.
I appreciate it.
It's amazing that you're up, Brent.
I couldn't go to sleep. I could go to sleep after that.
Well, you're usually in bed by now.
Adam, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Great win, Scott and Josh. Just a question about Sunday's game. There's nothing Tasmanians like more than beating Victorians. So do you feel the rivalry between Tasmania and Melbourne United after beating them in the final series? And you talk about defending the island, Scott. Do you guys feel that is a rivalry that's brewing?
I don't even know who we play. I'm just flying on the plane tomorrow to go to Melbourne and regroup. And not to be sarcastic, but I don't think we're in the league long enough to have a rivalry or have any kind of really back and forth with any team. There's just the situation that played out last year and how it ended, but I don't think there's a rivalry. I don't think we've created one yet. We're kind of in an isolated little bit of an area there, so it's not like Southeast and Melbourne are sitting next to each other. That's a rivalry to me, and Illawarra and Sydney. So we defend the island, and we're just trying to do the right things by Tasmanians. It doesn't matter who we play. We're excited to obviously go over to Melbourne and play, but right now we'll just enjoy this win today and tomorrow and have a rest day and get back to work.
Thanks, Scott, Josh. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That's all concerned, boys.
All right, guys, have a good evening. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
y'all. Thank you.